everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get right into today's video. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing a polygel nail set, and in a recent video I did an acrylic nail kit from Amazon. I unboxed that kit and did an acrylic nail set doing the Lazy Girl, or possibly you may know it as the Femi Beauty method. And I did that method using acrylic, and it made me realize that I have not done a polygel nail set in a minute where I've done the Lazy Girl method, and I absolutely love the Lazy Girl method. It is so perfect for beginners, and honestly, if you struggle with polygel, like if you struggle with using dull forms and getting a nice polygel nail shape, then this method is definitely for you. It is so beginner friendly. It also just makes doing polygel nails super quick and easy, and it definitely saves you on sculpting the nail, getting like the structure or the apex. You don't have to worry about that, and you also really do not need to worry about filing either, because we're going to use full cover nail tips, and it's almost the exact same as using dull forms. But instead of like popping off the form like you would with a dull form, you actually just leave on the full cover nail tip, and it makes things super duper easy. When I first started out on my channel, I used to do the Lazy Girl method using polygel all the time, and I absolutely loved all of the different designs that you can do. And don't worry, you can still do things like encapsulation, like with glitter or sequins. You can also still do like ombre nails, color blocking. You can even do French tip nails doing the Lazy Girl or the Femi Beauty method. So that is what we are going to be doing in today's video. I am going to be trying to give as many tips and tricks for the Lazy Girl method as possible, everything I've learned along the way. I'm also just going to be trying to just give a very step-by-step detailed tutorial using polygel and doing the Lazy Girl method. I will also be showing my natural nail prep like routine step by step on how I would prep my nails for the longevity and to be able to get the longest wear when it does come time to actually like wearing the polygel nails. So I want to try to make this video detailed as possible, explain everything, and just give you guys a few like tips and tricks along the way. I will also be using Makartt polygel. I really love polygel from Makartt. I have this 2-color set here, and I just decided I will go ahead and pick this up and use this today. They did send this over to me, so thank you so much to Makartt. I really love their polygel. I have tried a lot of their polygel kits, and it kind of just brings me back to like the beginnings of my YouTube channel, where I worked with a lot of their polygel nail kits, and I would so love to work with their polygel. And if they have polygel kits, I really don't know what all new is on with Makartt, but I would love to use their polygel more again, because it really just brings back memories from like when I first started my channel and I was using their polygel. And I do actually have a lot of Makartt polygel in my collection, just because I feel like it is a really great polygel brand, really great consistency, and also very easy to use. So let's go ahead and jump in here. I do have a nail design in mind. This 2-color set does include 2 pink polygels. I haven't swatched them yet, but I do want to go ahead, unbox this. We'll quickly get these swatched just so I can be sure of the colors and finalize my design. And then of course we will go through the entire step-by-step process. I will be sharing any tips and tricks with you all on the Lazy Girl method using polygel. So here we have just the little box of Makartt polygel. Like I said, this is a 2-color set. So I just quickly want to open this up so we can swatch these tubes of polygel. In here we also do have the nail extension getting started guide, and then we have the polygel tubes. These are both 30 ml, and we do have 2 pink colors like I thought. I have not checked out the color colors of these though, so we are going to go ahead and quickly swatch them. So it does have a color name and also almost like a little color swatch on the tube. And then these bottles also always come sealed. So here we have the first color of Polygel, and this seems like it's going to be a nice hot pink Polygel. Ooh, so pretty. It is a very hot pink, but it also is a jelly or translucent polygel. I was not expecting that, but I think we'll still be able to make it work with like the nail set I'm envisioning. I wonder if this one's also going to be a translucent polygel. This one just looks like it's going to be lighter, but now I'm a little bit worried. Yes, I think it is a translucent polygel. Okay, so hopefully what I have in mind, we can still work with these polygels and still do a cute nail set, even though they are translucent and they are jelly. There is nothing wrong with that. They are very, very beautiful. I just was not expecting this set to be like jelly translucent polygels. So this color set does include a beautiful hot pink and also more of like a bubblegum pink, two very beautiful polygel colors. Okay, so I have finalized my nail design and everything is going to work out perfectly. I am only going to use one of the pinks though, and then I pulled out another Makartt polygel, my absolute favorite, a Siesta, which is a beautiful nude polygel. So I will also be incorporating that polygel into today's nail set. So we are now ready to dive right in. I am first going to start off with actually molding the polygel, and then once I do have the polygel molded, that's when I will share my natural nail prep routine, step-by-step process of that. But I always like to first start off with actually molding the polygel to either the dual forms, or if I'm using full cover nail tips, I like doing that first and getting it out of the way. And then once that's finished and complete and the nails are ready to be applied, that's when I'll go in with my nail prep or my peel off base coat, and then I'll get the nails applied. So with the Lazy Girl method, you of course are going to need some full cover nail tips. I am going to be using these 3XL full cover square nail tips, but you can choose any nail tip length or shape. It does not need to be this long whatsoever, but I just choose nail tips that I would use to like for the gel extension method, like taking a glue gel and applying nail tips. I would use these nail tips with a glue gel to apply just directly to my natural nails. So that is what I like kind of decide whether or not I would use these for the Lazy Girl method with polygel or not. So I'm using these ones here. Again, these are super long, but you can of course still do this method with very, very short nails too. You do not need to do super long nails. So off camera, I did go ahead and get these all sized out. When it does come to sizing out your nail tips, I feel like this can be slightly tricky and challenging, but almost look at it as if you're sizing out dual forms. When it comes to sizing out dual forms, you don't want that dual form to be like super tight and almost like the exact perfect fit. You want it to fit you perfectly and nicely, but you still want to be able to have that space and see room where the polygel would fill the dual form to actually fit onto your natural nail. I hope that makes sense, because this has always been a very confusing thing to me, but it's so hard for me to explain because all of us has different nail beds, our nail shapes are different, and we all like fit into different sizes. So it is slightly difficult for me to explain, but when you're sizing out your nail tip, you definitely do not want the nail tip to be too small. If the nail tip is too small to fit on you already, it's just going to want to pop off. And if you think about us putting the polygel into the nail tip, it's going to take up so much space and make that nail tip even smaller. So when you are sizing out, you want to get like that perfect fit, but you want to be able to still see enough room for the nail tip to be able to hold and fill with polygel, because you think when you take your nail tips, you're going to apply the Polygel. Polygel is going to take up a little bit of room, so you just want to be sure that the nail tip is definitely not too small. Now, of course, that also goes for the nail tip being too large. You don't want the nail tip to be super big, because if it is hanging onto your skin or over your natural nail, that is also going to cause lifting and for the nail to pop off. So we really just want that perfect size. Think of it as if you're sizing out doll forms, and when you go to size out your doll forms, you're kind of judging and estimating that there's going to be Polygel taking up space in that doll form. So same thing with the full cover nail tips. There's going to be Polygel that we're applying and molding to the nail, and it's taking up space. So that is the best tips I can give you on like sizing out your full cover nail tips when it comes to doing the lazy girl method. So I do just have all of mine sized out here, and these nail tips are very, very nice. I'm super excited to do these 3XL square nails. I use these for the acrylic lazy girl method, and I loved the nail set. It was so long and so pretty. I'll have that video linked up in the card since I keep talking about it. But these are my nail tips. They're all sized out, and we're now ready to begin the actual step-by-step process. So of course, you can keep it very, very simple and do a single color on all of the nails and mold the Polygel to the full cover nail tips, just keeping it very simple. I am going to show two methods today though that you can also just add to spice things up and just add a little bit more to the nails. I am going to be encapsulating some glitter, and I'm also going to be doing ombre nails. So even though we're doing full cover nail tips, we are not sculpting the nails. We can still encapsulate and we can still do ombre nails. It is so amazing. Like, I did not know that when I very first started off. And then once I learned more, I was like, oh my goodness, there is no way. How is that possible? That's so freaking cool. Very beginner friendly, easy, quick to do, and you can just DIY your own nails at home. So I have my nails sized out. All of the nails, I am going to be having the exact same base for all of the nails because it is just going to be a very cohesive nail set. So we're going to be encapsulating glitter onto or into all of these nails. So for the glitter encapsulation, I'm going to be using this very beautiful glitter here. Now, I do not know where this is from. I will be trying to link something very similar down below in the description box. But this is a very beautiful iridescent clear glitter, and it's just a mix of different sized pieces. I thought this would be very pretty because I just want to add this to the full nails just to add a little bit of sparkle and a little glitter to the nail set. So you can of course use any glitter, any sequins that you want, or of course you can completely skip this and you do not need to do any encapsulating for your nail set. But I am going to be using this glitter here, and then to apply the glitter to the nail tips, I'm going to use this Makartt Prep-In one. It's a nail glue base coat slip solution. You can also use anything. You can even just use just a regular standard base coat. This is just going to be my gel to be able to cure the glitter and encapsulate the glitter into the nail tips for that glitter to stay in place for when I go in and actually mold the Polygel. So like I said, I'm doing glitter encapsulation on all of the nails. I will also be doing the entire nail, not fully covering it in glitter, but applying the gel to the full nail and then placing the glitters just throughout the entire nail, just not fully covering it. So to do this, I'm just gonna go ahead and explain the process on the one nail here, and then I'll let the rest just play out because it is going to be the same exact process. But I am gonna take the Prep-In one and I'm going to apply a nice even coat of this to the entire nail. I don't want it to be a super thick coat just because, again, it's going to take up room in that nail tip. So I don't want it to be super thick. thick because I still have to go in with my Polygel. So I'm just gonna apply a nice even coat of that to the entire nail, and then I'm just gonna use a dotting tool here where I will dip into that gel, and then I will use that to help pick up the glitters. Again, I'm going to be placing the glitters over the entire nail, but not like fully covering the nail, almost just like really sparsely laying it into the nail, just to be able to add a little bit of glitter, because these polygels, they do not have glitter in them, and I want to have a little bit of glitter in today's nail set. So basically that is all I'm going to be doing, just like that, just adding a little bit of glitter to the entire nail. So pretty. And that's just going to add a little bit more once we actually get these nails applied. Something I do quickly want to mention, if you are doing any glitter encapsulating or sequins, you always want to start with that first before actually applying your polygel, because when we go to actually apply these nails, the glitter is now going to be on the top side of the nail, and that's what's going to be visible to us, even though it's technically like on the underside right now. But once we pop the nail off the nail stand and apply this nail tip, we are going to see all of that beautiful glitter on the top side. So I'm going to pop this back onto the nail stand because I'm going to be repeating this process to all of the other nails. And then once I do have all of the glitter laid in the nails, I will go ahead and pop these into my nail lamp and do a 15-second cure. That way I can flash cure that glitter into place. So here are how the nails are looking after I have all of the glitter encapsulated. I also will be doing my thumbnail off camera. I just wanted to mention that, but it is going to be the same exact as the other nails here. So here are the nails. They are looking absolutely gorgeous, and so far all we have done is encapsulate some glitter, and it was very quick and easy to do, and it's just going to add a little extra touch to these nails. So now we're going to be actually moving into the polygel application, and don't worry, it's not going to get scary. It's actually very simple to do, and I am going to be doing all ombre nails, but again, you can do a full like polygel nail. You don't have to do the ombres, but if you want to try the ombres out, I definitely recommend it because they really are not as hard as they seem. So for the ombres, I of course want to use two polygel colors. I'm going to be using one of the pinks that I showed in the beginning, and then my favorite nude Makartt polygel, A Siesta. So the nude polygel is going to be my second color, or the color that I'm going to use to actually apply these nails to my natural nails. This will be the color at the cuticle area, and then the pink color here, this is going to be my first ombre color, and this is the color that I'm actually going to be using near the tip of the nail. And this polygel color I'll actually be able to cure into place, which is very nice, and it just allows like for an easier like ombre, just because being able to cure that first color, it's super helpful. So if you're doing an ombre with like dual forms or full cover nail tips, always start off with the tip color first. That is a really huge tip I can give to you guys, because you'll be able to then cure it into place, and then you won't have to worry about the tip being uncured polygel. And when you go in with that second color for your ombre, the first color is already going to be cured and you aren't going to have the polygels mixing. So we are now going to do this, and again, to all of the nails, I'm going to start off here with the first nail, and I am going to apply this to the nail where I want my ombre to be. And I don't really know, I think I'll just go about like right about there, and we'll see how that looks. That will probably be good, because another big tip that I'm about to give you all is that a little bit of polygel goes a long way, but I feel like personally it's always better to add more polygel into the nail tip or the dual form and then be able to remove that polygel. It's just a personal opinion. I just feel like it's a little bit easier to have more and remove it versus need more and need to apply more into the nail tip. But anyway, a little bit of polygel really does go a long way. Polygel is a super thick gel, so that's why you really only need a little bit of polygel. And as you can see here, I have way too much polygel where I will just scoop off, and then you can save that by just putting that back into your polygel tube, or even just moving it on to the next nail that you're going to be working on. So back to this ombre here, I like to first start off by pretty much just molding that polygel to the tip of the nail. And then to actually be able to create the ombre, you are going to work the polygel up the nail, just like so. This is really easy to do because it is a like translucent, almost like a clear polygel. So it really is not hard to be able to work up the nail and thin it out and be able to blend and create that ombre. Very, very easy. Another thing, when you are doing this, it can be super helpful to flip the nail over and check the underside, or I should say the top side, because that's what's actually, again, going to be visible when you go to apply the nail tip. So this is looking really, really good to me. So I am going to go ahead and just pop that right back onto the nail stand, and I am going to repeat the process to the other three nails, just by squeezing out my polygel into the nail tip, and then of course molding the polygel here. Something else that I have forgotten to mention is I am just using a 16 Kolinsky polygel brush for the polygel brush, and then I do have my slip solution here. For my slip solution, I like using 91% isopropyl alcohol. You can also use something like a gel in a bottle like this. You can see here slip solution is one of the uses. I know people do like to do that. I personally have always been a fan of just using 91% isopropyl alcohol. But I am just going to be molding this polygel to the nail. And again, if you were doing just a full nail with the polygel, you would just apply your polygel to the entire nail and then just mold it all the way going up the nail, instead of like kind of blending it and ombreing it out here. But because I'm doing an ombre, that is why I'm like blending it and ombreing it where I want that blend to start. Here are now how the Polygel nails are looking after I have that first color applied to the tip of the nail. These nails are looking really, really good, and we now just have one more Polygel color to apply to finish these off, get them ready to apply, and also just finish out the ombres. So it's really just going to be the same exact process, but this time I'm going to use the Makartt A Siesta. This is my favorite nude Polygel. I love this color so much, and I'm going to be applying this Polygel to the cuticle area of the nail, and I will also not be doing any curing to this Polygel because this is what I'm going to use to attach these nails to my natural nails. So to finish out the ombre, you are basically just going to want to mold the Polygel to the cuticle area of the nail, again keeping in mind that a little bit of Polygel does go a long way. So you really only want to have a little bit of Polygel in there, scoop any extra Polygel out, and just put that back into your Polygel tube. That way you can reuse that Polygel. And then to finish out the ombre, I just like to mold the Polygel down into that first color of Polygel. I realized that I forgot to cure the first color of Polygel, so I just popped those other nails into my nail lamp. This Polygel, I'm just going to have to work with it being uncured because obviously there's nothing I can do at this point. But yes, it is definitely going to be a lot easier for you if you do actually cure that first color first. I thought I did. I don't know what happened. It must have just slipped my mind. But now just molding in this second color here, which is going to be a little tricky on this nail since that first color is not cured. But I'm just going to blend that down into that first color. And again, if your first color is cured, it's going to be a lot easier. And then you just want to make sure that the top half of your Polygel is molded. And again, a little bit of Polygel going a long way. So you really do not need much Polygel whatsoever in the nail. And then there you have it, a beautiful ombre, even though it doesn't look like it from this side. But once we actually pop this nail off of the nail stand and apply the nail, it's going to look so good and you're going to be so happy with yourself. So I'm now just going to repeat that to the other nails, and these ones are cured, so it's going to make blending this color into that first color a lot easier because you don't have to worry about that first color like mixing or like moving around while you're trying to blend this color down. So I'm going to go ahead and repeat this. I will not be doing any curing to this Polygel because we want to leave this nude Polygel uncured. That way we can use this Polygel to apply these nail tips to our natural nails. So here are the nails after I have that second color of Polygel molded for the ombre. And again, I did not do any curing, so the nude Polygel is uncured. I'm now going to move these away and just set them off to the side because we are going to be prepping our natural nails. And I just want to show the prep routine. That way you guys can get the longevity and the longest wear. So starting off with our cuticle work or our cuticle prep, I'm taking this cuticle pusher here. I'm going to push back my cuticles and also use the opposite end to help scrape up any dead cuticle. My nails really aren't bad whatsoever, but if you do have more cuticle growth on your natural nail, you can also go in with some cuticle nippers, an e-file with a cuticle bit, and you really just want to remove all and any of that dead cuticle from your natural nail plate. Leaving the dead cuticle on your natural nail plate, it's going to cause lifting. And of course, we don't want our nails to lift because when our nails lift, they are tending to want to pop off. So after that, I'm then going to take a buffer and remove the shine from my natural nails. You can also use an e-file with a sanding band or a hand file to do this. You just want to remove the natural shine. We have natural shine on our natural nails, so we just want to remove that. We are not filing into our natural nails, just gently removing the shine and roughing up the surface. After I'm finished with removing the shine, I'm going to take a stiff dust brush with a little bit of rubbing alcohol, and I'm going to go in to remove all of the nail dust. The rubbing alcohol is also going to dehydrate our natural nails. Gel and oil does not mix. If you have oils on your natural nail plate, they are going to want, like the nails are going to want to pop off because the gel just does not like the oil. So we really want to dehydrate and dry out our natural nails. So that's why I always like to go in with some rubbing alcohol when I'm brushing away the nail dust, and you can see that really does help to dry out our natural nails. To further help dry out your natural nails, take a nail dehydrator and go in with a coat of this to all of your nails. A dehydrator, again, it's going to dry out and dehydrate your natural nails, and it's just going to allow for the nails to last a lot longer because you're getting rid of all of your natural oils. Another important step is your primer. Go in with a layer of this to all of your nails, and this is going to prime your natural nails and allow for a better adhesion, which will really help with your nails lifting or popping off. If you do struggle with that, you can always try to go in with 2 coats of primer, and that can be a very nice solution for you. Now for my base coat, I'm going to be using this Makartt Prep and One. Again, it's a glue gel base coat slip solution. So I'm going to use this as my base coat, and I want to apply a nice thin even coat of this to all of my nails. And then yes, I will cure this layer in my nail lamp. And there you have it. Your nails are prepped and ready to be able to get the long-lasting wear out of your Polygel nails. So another thing, doing your prep steps, it may just be some trial and error. You may have to try different products, maybe take a little bit more time on one step, like removing your cuticle or something like that. It may not always be as quick and easy as it seems, but once you get a good prep routine down for you, doing the basic prep steps like your cuticle work, removing the shine, using your dehydrator, primer, base coat. Once you get those steps down and you're using good products, you are going to be able to get away with your nails lasting for as long as you want them to until you are ready to remove them. So do not worry if your prepping is not like working out for you and you're following all the steps. Maybe just try changing the slightest little thing in your prep routine the next time, and then it could be like the biggest difference and the biggest change, making your nails last longer. And then once you get get that prep routine down, continue and keep up with doing that same prep routine if your nails are lasting. So we are now ready to actually get the nails applied, and we have them all ready. So we have our nails here on the nail stands, which I will be just removing from the nail stand. And oh my goodness, a little sneak peek. That is absolutely gorgeous. And to apply the nail, we are just going to apply it to our natural nail and press down for the nail tip to fit onto our natural nail. And then of course, we're probably going to have a little bit of polygel ooze out. It's a little difficult for there not to be any polygel ooze out, but again, keeping a small amount of polygel in the nail tip, that's really going to help a lot with like how much polygel is oozing out. So you just want to place that nail tip in place, make sure everything is straight. And because I am doing such long nails, I am going to go in with a quick little flash cure. You can do this even if you're doing short nails, just to hold that nail in place while you're applying the other nails. But I always just love to do this. That way the nail is not moving around on me. And again, just when you are applying these, you're just applying it with a little bit of slight pressure, pressing down to get the nail tip to almost like you'll feel it. It's like a little bit of like a suction where the polygel is like sticking and snug fitting onto your natural nail. You'll know what I'm talking about like when you're actually going in and applying the nail tips, because you'll feel exactly what I'm talking about. But you just want to make sure that the nail tip is pressed down, and then also trying your best to clean up all of the polygel from around your skin, your cuticle, and also flipping over the nail tip and cleaning up that polygel on the underside. The nail tip does tend to move around when you are cleaning up the polygel, so it can be slightly difficult, but just try to use a light hand and just try your best to remove that polygel. And then again, I will go in with a flash cure. That way the nail tip will stay in place while I'm applying the other nails. And I will do this to all of the nails. And then once I do have them all applied, I like to do 2 full 60-second cures. I'll do a full 60-second cure with my palm facing down and a full 60-second cure with my palm facing up, just because polygel, again, it is a super thick gel, and I want to be sure that I am getting a full cure. I also am using a full nail lamp, a large full powered nail lamp to do my full 60-second cures. So when curing polygel, you definitely want to have a 36-48 watt nail lamp, just to be sure that you are getting a full cure on your polygel. Cure the nails after I have them all applied, and I did do my full cure in my large nail lamp. I am now ready to file these nails. So before filing, I'm going to take a lint-free wipe and some rubbing alcohol to remove the sticky layer from the top and more so the underside of the nails. So I just want to go in here. Polygel is super sticky, so just want to remove that sticky layer, and then I will go in with my minimal filing. Keep in mind that I have left on the full cover nail tips. I have not popped them off, and I will not be popping them off. This method is very similar to using doll forms, but you will actually leave on the full cover nail tips. And there really is not much filing involved here. I am just going to file up the nail shape and also just buff the shine away from the surface. So I am all finished with my filing and buffing, and these nails are looking absolutely gorgeous. I am so blown away with the beautiful ombres and also just really how the glitter encapsulation just really elevated these nails. They are the perfect base and everything I wanted for the nail design. So I am going to be doing a little bit of nail art, adding on almost like some tree branches to the nails because I want to do a very beautiful cherry blossom nail set. And I have some flower charms that I will be using, and also probably I'll be incorporating some pink rhinestones too, because I feel like with the branches, some of them I'll put the flowers, some of them I'll put the rhinestones. So I pretty much just for the nail art need to draw on some brown tree branches. So I do have a brown gel polish here, and then I also do have a liner brush, and I feel like for the most part this is going to be pretty easy. I'm just going to start near the cuticle area of the nails and then kind of bring a large line coming down and make little branches off of that, just keeping it very, very simple and doing that to all of the nails, kind of just changing up the like branch pattern a little bit. And then once I am finished with that, I will go ahead and do a full cure of the nail art, and then that's when we'll then apply our top coat and go in with the nail charms. I'm super excited because I just know this nail set is going to turn out so freaking good. So I have the tree branches drawn onto the nails, and I did go ahead and cure that. Everything is looking great so far. I'm now going to go in with my favorite gel top coat and apply a layer of this to all of the nails. And then we are going to go in with our flower charms and our pink rhinestones. And again, I'm just going to be adding those on to like the pieces of the tree branch. I am so excited. The top coat really brought these nails to life. Oh my goodness, they are so gorgeous. So I do have my little flower petals. I'm going to be using pink for, of course, the cherry blossoms. And I'm not going to be using any of the beads because I'm actually going to be using rhinestones instead. So I do have these pink rhinestones. And then I'm using the Daily Charm Stay Put No Wipe Chrome Jewelry Gel. I really love this for applying my charms and rhinestones. So again, just going to be adding the rhinestones and the flower petals to the branches, and I will also be doing like flash cures in between, and then once I do have them all applied, I'll go ahead and do a full cure. Here are the nails after I have those charms and rhinestones applied, and oh my goodness, when I say I am obsessed with these nails. They literally turned out so perfect and exactly what I was envisioning for a cute cherry blossom nail set using these new little flower petal charms from Temu. I just got those and I am in love with them. They are going to make spring and summer nail sets so fun, and it looks like I sculpted them either using like acrylic or polygel, but it's really just a charm. Like, oh my goodness, they're so easy to use, they're so cute, and they really just elevated this nail set and made it look so freaking good. I did go ahead and do my thumbnail off camera. Like I said, I'll be posting that as a YouTube Shorts and also on my TikTok. That made me want to mention I recently started posting videos on my TikTok, so I will have that down below in the description box. If you do not follow me over on TikTok, it would really mean the world to me if you could go over there and follow me. I am trying to grow my TikTok. That is why I started posting a little bit more over there. So definitely go ahead and go follow me if you do not already follow me on TikTok, and also of course on Instagram as well. But I'm now going to go in with my cuticle oil. I'm going to apply that to my cuticles, rub that in to nourish them, and of course, like I always say, top off the nail set. And here is the finishing look of how these nails turned out. They are too cute. The perfect cherry blossom polygel nails. I had so much fun, and I feel like there's just the right amount going on in this nail set with like the glitter and then the nude and pink ombre, and then also just the little bit of nail art, and then also the rhinestones and the flower petal charms. I feel like it is just the right mix of everything, and these really just turned out so freaking adorable. I also cannot believe that these nails, I literally used polygel doing the lazy girl method. Like, nobody would ever know. Now, of course, you guys know, and I know because we just did this nail set together, but nobody would ever know that you used full cover nail tips and did like that little nail polygel nail hack, or nail hack, whatever you want to call it, to be able to do your polygel nails. No one would know because they turn out looking so good. I definitely recommend trying this method. Truly, it is an amazing method if you're struggling with polygel but love doing polygel nails. It is great, perfect for beginners. It just makes doing polygel nails so simple and easy to do at home. All of the products that I did use in today's video will be linked down below in the description box, along with any discount codes that I may have in case you guys do want to pick anything up for yourselves. Don't forget to also go follow me over on TikTok and Instagram if you are not already, and just leave a little comment saying that you came from YouTube. It would really mean a lot to me. I am definitely trying to grow my TikTok and post more over there, and then I also do end up posting a lot on my Instagram, a lot of the different nail sets that you guys see me do here, so you guys can actually take a look at the pictures of the nail sets that I do take. But I really hope you all did enjoy today's video, but as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.